For centuries, humans have searched for something greater, something divine. We've built temples, written scriptures, asked questions, and looked to the stars. But who or what is God? Is God a being, a force, or an idea? In this journey, we will explore the concept of God through the eyes of ancient traditions, modern science, and timeless human longing. Welcome to Voice from the Wilderness. This is the search for God. Throughout history, religion has been humanity's compass for understanding the divine. In Christianity, God is more than a creator. He is Emmanuel, God with us. Described as a loving father, a shepherd, and even a sacrificial lamb. The Bible tells us in 1 John chapter 4 verse 8, God is love. Jesus teaches that God not only rules the heavens, but walks with the brokenhearted. In Islam, God, Allah, is closer than our jugular vein. The Quran contains 99 names of Allah, the merciful, the just, the light, the eternal. Muslims believe God is one, indivisible, and unmatched. Yet, he is also compassionate and responsive to prayer. In Judaism, God revealed himself through fire, cloud, and covenant. The Tetragrammaton, YHWH, is so sacred it's rarely spoken. Yahweh is the most common scholarly reconstruction, based on ancient Greek transcriptions and other linguistic evidence. To the Jewish people, God is the one who delivers, who commands justice and mercy, who walks beside his chosen people through deserts and exiles. Hinduism offers a kaleidoscope of divine expressions. Brahman is the ultimate reality, infinite and beyond form. But through avatars like Krishna and Rama, God becomes personal and relatable. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of a divine presence within every soul, the Atman, a spark of the divine. Even in Buddhism, where the concept of a creator God is less central, there is reverence for the divine nature of consciousness, compassion, and enlightenment. The Buddha taught that liberation comes from inner awakening, and in that state, many speak of profound peace, even a divine silence. Religions differ in form, but they often meet in spirit, portraying God as the source of justice, love, guidance, and mystery. Before global religions spread, indigenous spiritualities guided entire civilizations, not just in belief, but in how to live, honor nature, and commune with the unseen. Among the Igbo people of Nigeria, Chukwu is the supreme spirit, the source of all other deities and forces. But beyond that, every river, tree, and ancestor holds spiritual essence. Worship is not separation from life, it is unity with all life. In Yoruba cosmology, Olodumare is the ultimate god, and the Orishas, divine emissaries, serve as bridges between heaven and earth. The Yoruba proverb says, "The sky is vast, and the road to the Creator is full of voices." Every thunderclap, dance, and drumbeat is a form of communion. Native American traditions honor the Great Spirit, a divine force found in the eagle's flight, the whisper of fire, and the movement of the stars. The Lakota say, "Matakuya oyasi," all my relations. Everything is sacred, nothing is alone. In the Andean belief system of Peru, the Apis, sacred mountain spirits, watch over communities. The Quechua pray to Pachamama, Mother Earth, offering food and gratitude. These traditions don't separate God from nature. They see nature as the living body of the divine. To them, spiritual life means balance, harmony, and reverence, not only to a distant deity, but to the trees, rivers, ancestors, and unborn children. And maybe, in their simplicity, they remind us of something we've forgotten, that holiness is not far away. It's all around us. Philosophy doesn't preach, it questions. And for thousands of years, some of the world's greatest minds have tried to reason their way toward God. Plato imagined a realm beyond the physical, a place of pure forms, with the form of the good at the highest point. To him, the visible world was just a shadow of deeper reality, like the sun casting shadows on the wall of a cave. Aristotle, his student, reasoned that all motion needs a cause. If every event is caused by something before it, there must be an original cause that began it all, an unmoved mover. He believed this was God, eternal, perfect, and the final cause of all existence. Saint Anselm, a Christian theologian, crafted the ontological argument, saying, "If we can imagine the greatest being possible, that being must exist, because existing in reality is greater than existing only in thought." In contrast, Nietzsche, the German philosopher, famously declared, "God is dead." He wasn't celebrating, he was warning. If we abandon the idea of God, we also risk abandoning moral grounding, meaning, and order. He feared that without the sacred, society would fall into chaos. Immanuel Kant questioned whether we can truly know God, saying reason alone is limited. Yet he believed moral law within us points to a higher lawgiver. As he wrote, two things fill the mind with awe: the starry sky above and the moral law within. Philosophy may not offer easy answers, but it sharpens the questions, and sometimes, asking better questions leads us closer to God. Science deals with what we can see, test, and measure. But the more we discover about the universe, the more we're faced with the unknown, and the more the divine seems to whisper from the edges. The Big Bang Theory tells us that all matter, energy, space, and time exploded from a single point, smaller than an atom, 13.8 billion years ago. But where did that point come from? What caused it? What existed before time? Physicists like Stephen Hawking have tried to explain the universe through quantum mechanics and cosmology. He once asked, "What is it that breathes fire into the equations and makes a universe for them to describe?" The fine-tuning of the universe is even more mysterious. The gravitational force, the speed of light, the mass of particles, all are precisely calibrated. If any one of these constants were just slightly different, life could not exist. Some call this the anthropic principle and to many, it points toward intelligent design. Biology reveals astonishing complexity. Inside every cell is DNA, a genetic code written with billions of letters. It functions like a living language. Did this arise by pure chance, or does it suggest a mind behind the pattern? Even Einstein, though not religious in a traditional sense, said, "The most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible." He spoke often of a cosmic intelligence, the mind of God, behind natural laws. To some, science disproves God. To others, science is how we begin to understand the grandeur of the Creator. As we zoom into the atom or peer out into galaxies, we're reminded, there is still so much we don't know, and maybe, in that mystery, we find God. Deep within the human mind lies a mystery. Psychology teaches us that belief in God is not just tradition, it's also emotion, memory, and personal experience. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, believed that every person carries a divine image within, what he called the God archetype. This isn't just fantasy, it's the soul's language. He said, "Bidden or not bidden, God is present." Meaning, whether we seek or ignore, something greater still calls to us from within. Modern research shows that spiritual practices, like prayer, meditation, or chanting, can reduce anxiety, heal trauma, and even rewire the brain. Functional MRI scans reveal that spiritual experiences activate regions in the brain linked to joy, empathy, and moral reasoning. But beyond the brain, is there something more? Is this desire for the divine a biological illusion, or a doorway to truth? Some psychologists say humans invented God to escape fear. Fear of death, of loss, of the unknown. But others suggest the opposite, that this fear points to a deeper reality. Just as hunger tells us food exists, our longing for God may point to something real, a cosmic presence we are meant to reconnect with. Across thousands of years and cultures, people have tried to name the unnameable, the force behind the stars, the stillness behind the storm. In ancient Egypt, it was Ra, the sun god. In China, the Tao, the way that cannot be spoken. In Norse myth, it was Odin, seeking wisdom even through sacrifice. In each tradition, God appears differently, yet always as something greater, something beyond human reach, but never beyond human hope. Even in atheistic societies, people still seek transcendence. They climb mountains, stare at the night sky, or lose themselves in music and art. The desire for meaning is universal. From the Ganges to the Amazon, from silent monasteries to chaotic cities, people whisper prayers, burn incense, and cry out in pain, asking, "Are you there?" Could this shared hunger, this spiritual DNA, be more than emotion? Could it be the echo of a deeper truth, written into the very structure of being? As the poet Rumi once wrote, "What you seek is seeking you." What if God is not something we discover in one moment, but a path we walk slowly, again and again? Mystics from many religions agree on one thing. God is not just a concept to believe in, but a presence to experience. Teresa of Avila spoke of divine ecstasy. The Sufi poet Hafiz described God as the beloved. The Igbo Dibia speaks with the spirit of Chukwu in dreams. Native shamans hear the heartbeat of the Creator in the drumbeat of the earth. In silence, in suffering, in surrender, God speaks. Even in modern life, when things fall apart, when business fails, health declines, or relationships break, many discover a strange light in the darkness. A still, quiet voice that says, "You are not alone." Maybe the search for God is not about having all the answers, but asking better questions. Maybe it's about noticing the breeze on your skin, the cry of a newborn, the way tears cleanse pain. In those fragile moments, something sacred stirs. So whether you call it God, the universe, spirit, or simply love, the truth is, the journey matters. We are not just made of dust, we are seekers of light. Thank you for watching. This is Voice from the Wilderness.